Hi, and welcome back to Colony Kids SOS. For those of you who haven't been on before, this is an interview series we've started since lockdown, interviewing friends, creatives, and people that we've worked with in the community to look at their craft, their practice, but also talk about what's going on in the city and the world right now, and how one is feeling. Tonight, we have with us Beatrice, also known as Misty Penguin, who is a good friend of Eaton's, who DJs here. We've screened her films here. I don't know what else we've done, but yeah, so welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Why don't you start with an introduction to who you are and what you do and whatever you're comfortable with saying as an intro for those who don't know you.
So, for those who don't know me, I'm Beatrice Wong, also known AKA Misty Penguin. I'm a purebred Hong Kong actual colony kid because I was born in 1980. So I guess lived through the best times of the colony years and also watched the handover and yeah. So right now, I do like pretty much everything apart from DJing. Before DJing, I was very into short films, and then like I got a bit of frustrated because you need a lot of resources, you need a lot of favors for making a short film, and everyone has a camera that shoots great footage, and they also have great styles. So I just feel like my work gets drowned out in this pool of infinite potential. So I also do well, actually I do pretty much everything except office work. Yeah, office work is so claustrophobic and it's unnecessarily stressful, and it just gives me anxiety and panic attacks. Sometimes you will find me working on house improvement, plumbing.
Your own, or you do that for other people?
No, but just my own.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not confident enough to do it for other people yet. I mean, like and also electronics is something that I'm currently into right now because I don't know, it's just.
Didn't you work in that industry at one point? Not electronics, but like IT or something.
Yeah, I worked in IT, but it's a totally different thing where you have to do soldering, you have to figure out the positive and negative things, how to connect everything together.
More like physics or engineering.
Yeah. So basically, what did I prepare?
You're the most prepared guest we've had. I don't think anybody's had scripts before.
Yeah, I actually have to. I did a.
Are you very nervous? Are you nervous?
No, I was trying to figure out like how do I
introduce
my
yourself,
prepared stuff, and without like reading from a script and interacting with the beautiful Chantel. So and also very unorthodox audio and video productions, and
what does that mean?
Because
unorthodox video.
I'm a very DIY person, so a lot of stuff I would go for the lo-fi approach because like one of my favorite movies is The Science of Sleep by Michel Gondry, and then everything is just a cardboard set, cardboard props, and it's just a fine movie. Like, but when I do the same thing in Hong Kong, people would say that I'm taking a shortcut or
really?
Taking the easy way out, and I just don't know why. Like, and And then like nowadays, I don't do politics, so I play chicken when it comes to politics. So yeah, but I think the art world right now is very intertwined with politics and the whole Hong Kong situation. Of course, I do feel anger, and currently I'm starting to do some songwriting. So like I channel some of my frustration through the lyrics and the music and the noises from my computer.
I mean, that's a perfect segue into my next question, which was, yeah, how are you feeling these days? And then how are you processing it?
My feeling is, I don't know, is despair, anger, and but I don't know, there's some kind of anomaly in my brain, which just like I'm just instinctively a positive minded person, but on the flip side, I can be very dark. So I don't know, like sometimes it's just a struggle between these two sides. Sometimes I would wake up and it's a sunny day, and then like I open Facebook, look at the news feeds, and then I will go to we're so effed. So yeah, it's just like yin and yang, like all mixed up at the same time. And then like you were asking, how do I deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, some people have rituals. Some people, whether it's they do exercise, or you were saying, you're also working on your music to maybe expel or to verbalize. So how are you dealing with it or processing it, or just trying to ignore it? Like, however, because these are quite intense and tensions within you, right?
Okay, I need to do something first. I got an olive seed.
She has an olive seed, guys. She has an olive seed.
Yeah.
It's like, what's happening?
Be careful when you drink a Bloody Mary next time.
She has an olive seed. Okay.
Okay, back to your question.
Yeah.
So yeah, I channel it like through my creative process in music production. So like actually last night I stayed up all night to try and write a song about like love and sex and the lack of sex and things like that, because like I had after surgery, like I lost I don't have much libido, and it bothered me a bit, but at the same time, like what can I do about it? And also like passion and like desire will be gone in the blink of an eye. So like I'm like talking about these kind of things. And I'm scrolling down.
Okay, we don't have to go through. No, don't go through it. So let's first talk about, because so now we're getting into like I think deeper things, but I think for those again who aren't familiar with your practice, let's cover the basics, which is what kind of like your music right now.
Yeah.
Let's start with your video art, actually, because I feel like before you were making music, you're also making artwork, right? You said video.
Yeah.
So what, have you stopped making video now, or you still make it, right? It's not you haven't completely given up.
I haven't completely given up. I still want to go ahead, but I think like maybe in a different way of presentation, because like in the past I was trying to like write a whole script with a narrative, with a set, with characters and stuff. But now I think like, because like I make music and music needs a music video, and music video is also a short film. So like that's how I will continue pursue my video production interests.
What does video allow you to do? Because like I've seen a few of your videos, and maybe the first one that I saw was more documentary, like this autobiographical, and all of them are in some way autobiographical. But increasingly they become a little bit more fantastical. You said sort of science of sleep, but also more art and maybe a little bit darker, maybe even like fantasy to sci-fi slash, you know. How is that journey to what you're creating now, and how do you see video art allowing you to do now?
But yeah, so right now, I think I've pretty much given up on the, you know, like doing a proper video with a narrative, with a genre and stuff. I think like I want to pivot to doing just more abstract things, because I don't need dialogue, because like I don't need characters and dialogues anymore. Like, because right now I'm like, if I make a music video, I'm the singer, I wrote the lyrics, and it's already a monologue. So that took care of like the messages I want to bring out, and I think I would try to be more abstract, so there's just less boundaries to like production, or less boundaries to production.
What does that mean, more abstract? Like, what are you thinking, or is there something you're already envisioning in your mind?
Not yet. Because like I haven't finished making my tracks, so like I still don't know what my next step is. But at least I have some sort of a roadmap for the future in my video art endeavors. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about video now. Or maybe opportunity arises, and like maybe someone wants to collaborate, and I can go back to making narrative short films, because like I really like stories. Like I mean, like even for my DJ sets, I sometimes feel like I'm like writing a script. Like I'm like building up tension, and then easing into something emotional, and then go back to an action scene, and then easing out of the action, and then into an emotional ending, something like that. So because I plan my DJ sets that way, and I also like I like journey a lot, and because like one of my main musical influences is the band Future Sound of London, and they released this magnificent one of a kind CD back in the 90s called Life Forms. Then it's just a journey into a world that you created. They have layers of sound, layers of environmental field recordings. They have beats. They have emotional ups and downs. So like I was heavily inspired by that.
Yeah, go on.
And then and also like I want to backtrack a bit. Like you were asking about like do I have a ritual to deal with all those complex emotions I have right now? Yes, there is. As my DJ name can tell you, that I'm Misty Penguin, and I also love penguins, and I also own some plushy penguins at home. So yeah, and they're like yay big. So when I hug it, it's like a pet, and just gives me a lot of dopamine, and it helps me get through the day.
And that was just a chance encounter, right? That you had never imagined. You never imagined that you would just encounter. It's like love at first sight, right? That you.
Well, it's actually it's love at first sight, because like there was a time, I think like 20 years ago, I went to Ocean Park with some friends, and then I was dating a girl at that time, and then like I saw a penguin, and then I was like, oh, I really want that. And I begged for my girlfriend to buy me the penguin. And actually, I've like, I mean, like, actually, like since I was small, I'm always into dolls and plushy toys. I also had I used to have a dolphin, which I always take out. So yeah. Now I just transitioned from a dolphin to a penguin.
Is there something about water creatures?
No, not really.
Oh.
It's just it's just coincidence. I also have those, what do you call, 狸猫 is a red tiger? Is it red tiger?
I don't know.
The Japanese kind of.
It's like a raccoon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The sort of red raccoon sort of thing.
Red raccoon.
Like fox-ish looking.
Yeah. So, yeah. But this has nothing to do with my artwork.
But I think, it's probably, I mean, I kind of, because I've asked you before, but I do think if one doesn't know you or get the chance to ask you that, there probably is a question around your relationship to the penguins, because it's I mean, and it is a really fascinating, I think, relationship or form of identity, because it is who you are, but at the same time, because you've adopted the name, it's not just like you love penguin, it's actually that you are, and that also you love, right?
Yeah. And it always comes with me when I do when I'm on show. So I don't know, like there's this innocent nature in penguins that I identify with, and then their life is simple. They persevere through the cold temperatures. They march like this vast distances across the ice, and I think that like and then I think like I'm going to do the same. It's because like if a flightless bird can do it, then why not a human? So I guess it's a sign of perseverance for me.
And they also take care of their babies, right? The men, the king.
Whoa, that's another thing.
Oh, okay, that's not okay.
Family is, I don't know. Family.
I'm like, is that like a romantic side? No, or you? No. Okay. Just perseverance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, of course, I mean, like, there's nothing to take care of, because I mean, like, I can like do those. I mean, like, I can play, imagine play and feed it some food or stuff, but I don't do that. It's more like hugging and just getting some love, getting some intimacy with them, but not a kinky kind of intimacy, like just like
tender.
Yeah, just tender. Just tenderness, just like a pet. Yeah.
Okay. And I know that James had a few questions about music, and I feel like he's more suited to ask questions about music.
No, I think I think like James has some questions.
You had questions for music? I feel like you're more suited to ask questions around music.
Yeah, I mean, just the musical approach, I was saying, and also because you have.
You should come here.
Okay.
James was asking about my approach to music and my musical inspirations.
Hi.
Hi, James.
Hi, James.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about maybe your approach to music as a DJ, and also I know that you have a wide knowledge of like 90s music. We talked about your CD collection, everything from jungle to like house and techno. So I wanted to know, when did you start DJing, and what is your approach to DJing at night or an event or even radio?
Oh yeah.
She briefly mentioned that, but whatever you didn't talk about, maybe we can cover.
I briefly mentioned that like about like my approach to like planning a set. But I first tried to DJ like 20 years ago in the early in the early 2000s. But I think there is some I have some musical deficiencies. So like maybe I'm not that good at counting beats and rhythms, and I never had any formal training in music. So back then the equipment is very primitive. So like for example, like people can do vinyl and stuff because like they have perfect pitch, they have like good ears to find the beat and everything. But I just don't have that talent. But I have some tastes in music, and then so I really wanted to to be a DJ because there are some great music that I want to share, and I also want to create a happy feeling for everyone. And then, but so later on, I moved on to other technologies, like laptops became more powerful, so I can DJ with a laptop. I could try DJing with a laptop, but because like most DJs started out doing vinyls or even CDs, if you take a laptop out and just press buttons, is they think you are just a joke. So then I sort of gave up, but I still kept listening to music, of course. Like electronic music is my first love, and then like later on, there are newer technology, things got more accessible and affordable. So like I managed to get my hands on some more equipment and then start DJing. And also like I don't know, before I think like before I transitioned, like when I was a guy, like when I go clubbing a lot, like, and then the clubbing experience also taught me a lot about like.
Where did you go clubbing? What was this in what year was that?
Well, since 2001.
Okay. Where were these? Were they like central clubs or?
Yeah, central clubs.
Like
sometimes underground clubs.
Oh.
And then and then because I listen to a lot of electronic music, so like I can be very picky about music too. So like and then I would listen to the DJ play, and then I would like make a mental note, like, okay, don't do this, don't do that, and then like I think this helped me with my current DJing DJ endeavors. So
and so and I mean, when you started DJing more often, I guess maybe like a year ago or a year and a half ago.
Yeah, because of Eaton. Yes, because of the generosity of
you don't have to. That's not wrong. But so how do you feel now? I mean, it's like you were listening and you were fine tuning in your head, and you said you have really, you've been selecting music and collecting for so long. how does the experience of now like feeling like, I mean, professionally, I think you're known as a DJ, probably more than a filmmaker. What does that allow you to do, and creatively as well?
Well, not a lot because because like even because like right now I'm not like I'm not in the top billing, so like maybe usually I'm the opening DJ, so like it's more calculated on what kind of tracks you can play. So but it's good practice. So it's not a bad thing that there are certain limitations when I play now, but it's good practice. So sometimes I would slip in a track or two which is so left field, and then like if the crowd doesn't respond, then I go back to the more normal stuff. So I'm still like practicing and still developing my skills, and
I know that you also tried out stand-up comedy. And do you continue to do that, or is that something like, why did you decide you wanted to do something like that?
Oh, because like I think like one of the earlier questions you guys said to me was like what are the disciplines I do. So like I think like the first discipline that I did was writing. So like I was writing a lot in secondary school, and then university, and then
what were you writing like?
No, I was writing like
creative writing.
Creative writing. Creative writing. Things that looks like a poem, but it's actually not a poem. It's like more like prose. Stuff that let me vent my emotions. So so like writing is something that I've done for a long time. So and then like later I turned to storytelling, which is writing plus performance. And then I thought like maybe I can go a step further, because like I love making jokes. So I love making jokes, and then I tried doing stand-up comedy because making people laugh is just it's just so satisfying. Like even if I'm chatting with a friend, like I would like do some jokes even though they are like very bad gags. I still I still like do it, like it's just like a force of habit thing.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned in your music you like to take the crowd on a journey and to make them feel good, or make them happy. And I guess the stand-up also made me think of making people laugh, like you said. I think, of course, anybody who creates something for other people, they have to take that into consideration. But it does seem like you do think about others and like the role of your audience. I don't know. It's not really a question, but do you think about that actively? What they give you, or who they are for you?
But also like in the early 2000s, like I was doing a bit of theater. So like and then like there's a lot of like the performer and audience intellectual interactions. So back then, like it was I remember like people say that you cannot control what the audience interpret, so like you could just try your best. And but right now, like for example, when I'm DJing and or doing stand-up comedy or storytelling, then the reactions is more visceral. It's more like visceral and visible. So and I think that I enjoy this process more.
I always associated somehow like your work with courage. Like, I mean, you'd have to be very courageous to both like your film about your transition to stand-up comedy, you know. But actually the word used was, I mean, in relation to Penguins, for instance, perseverance.
Yeah.
Does that actually, I mean, maybe they go hand in hand, but what is perseverance for you? And like, yeah, you put that as something that you really aspire for, that's something that you identify with. I don't know. Yeah.
Because like it's tough being a sexual minority in the first place. So like sometimes I get very down, and sometimes I have to climb back up. So like it's just like those BBC documentaries you watch, penguin slip. And then slip hard into the ice. They face plant on like spiky ice textures, and then but they just yell. They just squeal, and then they stand back up and they keep marching. And I think like my life is more or less like that. Yeah. So, I think. Yeah, for me, like perseverance is that like tripping over and standing up, tripping over and standing up, and then like it also helps me handle failure better because like for every, I mean like everything for for every creative like discipline. There's always a moment of failure. Sometimes you make a joke on the stage, it bombs, and then you learn to suck it up and write a better one or improve on that joke so that it will make people laugh next time. Or in DJ, sometimes like you play a track, people leave the dance floor. So then I learned to not play this track again. And I play a different kind of track. So yeah, like perseverance is just keep trying. For example, like right now, songwriting, like I've tried songwriting maybe a few years ago, and it was really shitty because I didn't bother to briefly look through the music theory foundations. But now like I would think like, oh, okay, maybe I messed up because I didn't do enough preparation. So like I bought those music composition for dummies series of books. So like I get a better idea of how to put different notes together. So yeah, I guess that's perseverance. Just to experiment, to mess up, to be rejected, be laughed at, and then think about what went wrong, and then get back up and do something better. Yeah.
I didn't know that you've created an installation work before.
No.
That's what James mentioned.
Well, actually,
installation.
I think I only did it once. So it was the Wing Masters Photography Award.
I see. So that was really based on more your photography. Okay.
So, but because like they gave you a lot of freedom on how you can present your photos, so that like rather than just hang them up on a blank canvas wall,
got it.
I turned everything into more or less like an installation.
Because I was going to ask if concept, because my own journey is that like I used to work more in contemporary art.
Yeah.
And then I think there's different purposes and roles and reactions to whether it's conceptual and visual art to music and stand-up comedy. It's exactly what you said. So like, there's an immediate reaction. It's much more visceral.
Yeah.
But and you know, I'm also probably, I'd say I'm more interested in these more immediate forms now than in visual arts. And I don't know, it's also because of more the spirit of the times. There is a sense of like certain forms, narrative, for instance, even narrative storytelling or filmmaking probably takes more time to digest something before you can create something in response to it. I wanted to see how you felt. Is it about the spirit of the times, or it's just something that you feel more connected to now? Or
I guess like right now, Hong Kong is I mean like right now the situation in Hong Kong is like it's like a doomsday scenario. Like it's like a countdown to 2046, and then I'll be locked in the concentration camp or something. So I have this like I have this sort of feeling of doom all the time. So like right now, I don't want to do anything complicated. I just want to laugh out loud, dance till I drop, kind of artistic stuff. So I don't think people have the capacity for like deep thinking, analyzing, and everything, because like all the news, all the media are so like complicated, and then like all the brain power is used to analyze the political and social situations. So I don't think and like maybe I'm too humble, and I don't think I can create like introspective work that can actually trigger a conversation or trigger or trigger something new. So I think right now I rather do things that are more direct, like singing lyrics, shouting lyrics, or like just making noisy music to express my feelings. And also like talking about like current times, segue into one of the questions you sent me. What do I think of the current generation? So I think like I haven't have a lot of contact with them. Like maybe I saw them once or twice at a dance floor or at an event. But I can feel that they are very desperate. They are very they are very hopeless. No. I mean like they don't have hope. They have a lot of potential and ability, but not like hopeless as in like human trash kind of thing way. There's a lack of hope, a lack of faith in the future, and honestly, like I totally like get it, because like right now I know Hong Kong is supposed to return the sovereignty to China in 20 years, but right now like all the politicians running the government are like a bunch of like junkies high on speed and crack, and they are just like rushing everything. Like they're like, oh, I want it now. I want the police to listen to me. I want these people gone. I want this dissident gone. I don't want any activists existing in Hong Kong. And then I want this project to be built. I want this money to be spent. Like it's just I mean like the situation is crazy, but like you cannot do transition like this. Like I'm a transgender. I know. I think I'm an expert in transitioning. Like you can. I mean like you have to do it in a very strategic way because like. Even like my experience in transitioning is very minor. I only have to handle like 3 people in my family, but for Hong Kong, you are like you are handling the emotions of millions of people. So like I have no idea like why things are happening as they are now, and it's just like they are. I mean like. For comparison, like they are just like saying I mean, like what they are doing is equivalent to like Hong Kong government telling Hong Kong people like boom, I'm coming out as a China Hong Kong is coming out as a China city now. Boom, that's it. I mean, it doesn't work, and like is if talking about the if I want it's just like equivalent to like boom, I'm going to cut off my dick and become a woman. So like and then like my mom will be in shock, everything will be chaotic, but yeah, so like I don't know what's going on, what are people thinking, so why are we transitioning in this blunt way, and this blunt kind of transition is just making like the future generations of Hong Kong people totally aimless, goalless, and all they can do is revolt because the government doesn't care about them. The government just keeps provoking them.
Do you think your generation is different than the younger one? Because, you born in 80, like you were 17 when there was a handover, and there's...
Yeah, I think so, because, well, of course, like, right now, like, I'm 40, like, my generation are able to thrive in a rather comparatively stable situation. So like they have some money, they probably have a nice house, they probably have a stable job at the international corporation, kind of like that. So like, but at the same time, like my generation is like taking up all the positions available in the workplace for the younger generation, and also like because of advances in medicine and science, like people retire later and later. People are like working at 70. There are like 80-year-old politicians still there, sleeping in the meetings and so on. And no one is giving up. No one is retiring because like they just go to their office, they do nothing, they watch YouTube, and they still get paid. And like if they need to do work, there are a dozen mid-level management people to do the work for them. So like, I mean, there is just a lack of opportunities for younger people to thrive. I mean, like also, I recently watched I watched the recent Roman Polanski film, J'accuse.
I don't know.
An officer and a gentleman is the English translation. So, and my only thought is that is a very lavish production a lot of money is thrown into it. Like the French government funded a lot of the film. But at the same time, I was thinking a lot of the people in the film industry doesn't like Roman Polanski anymore. But he is still getting the money, the opportunities to make this multi-million production, which in my opinion isn't that great. And I was like, my thought is why aren't the resources spread to young filmmakers who are starting out, who actually does need development and who has a lot of potential. So yeah, I think the same thing is same as in Hong Kong. Like the division between lower middle class, upper middle class, the top 1%ers, it's just the gap is just getting greater and greater, and it's just and I think like it's just like waiting for the society collapse one day right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
seems like that's kind of where
things are going.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back to the first question. I mean, I think you already answered it, but like,
yeah.
How are you?
Let's wrap it up.
How are you doing? No, it's more like
uplifting.
how are you doing? Like, how are you personally feeling? Like it's you also because it's funny you say that you are a naturally optimistic and happy person, but I kind of the feeling that I had today was one of more heaviness, and not like even by the end of the conference, but even walking in here, I feel like there was a sentimentality or like a heaviness to you today, and I'm wondering today, how are you feeling?
Today, I feel like I'm like that's a very hard question to answer. Yeah, because of some of the prepared scripts I had are more angst. Have more angst, so I was like getting in the mood for those kind of loud comments, and also I don't know, like the COVID pandemic is just like destroying everything, and then like this morning you open the news and then like there's a gender reveal party is burning down California, and I just feel very I don't know, there's just like it seems that I'm at the end of the road, like because like one of my dreams were to migrate to California, San Francisco, LA, and then like maybe take part in an indie film, or take part in the San Francisco music community. Like, but like America is shit right now, and so yeah, so I'm just like hopeless. And then but I also want to
Yeah, something's vibrating a lot.
Is it me?
I don't know, something was vibrating, but that's okay.
No, I'm muted. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, back to your question. How
you also want to? You said you said you felt hopeless.
Yeah.
But then you said, but you also want to, as though you were going to say something uplifting.
Yeah. I found my stream of thought again. Yeah. But I like laughing a lot. Sometimes at home, I just laugh at everything, like the very cliched cat and dog videos, and just give me a lot of smiles. Sometimes, like I write stupid lyrics and I laugh at them, and then I don't know, just laugh and smile. and get through the day, even though maybe I need a lot of medication to help me get through the period, and then and I think I'm slowly developing cabin fever because I'm just at home so long, and then the authorities are just not doing enough to control the situation, and I don't know. I just want things to go back to normal, but I don't know.
Okay. You already spoke about your music. That's what you're working on now. But is there anything else that you're working on that you look forward to?
Oh, shout out. Well, I just want to give a shout out to the Mean Club crew, even though there's an obvious conflict of interest here.
What? No. I shout out to the Min Club crew. James also is nodding to the Min Club crew. No.
Yeah, but because
or you mean the conflict of interest with us?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Because we are in the same business, and then anyways, because they believe in me, and no, I don't think anyone believed in me before. It's just refreshing, very, very refreshing. Someone who is very experienced, for example, in music production or DJing, just come to me and say that I think you have the potential. I believe in you. I want to develop you into a bigger name in the business. So I'm pushing you to do things. I'm going to give your life hell, but at the same time, I know it's rewarding. Yeah. So
you definitely need those people in your life,
Yeah.
People, it's tough love.
Yeah, tough love.
And it's a blessing to have tough love because those people really care and believe in you,
Yeah. I'm just glad. Maybe sometimes of course there are some downsides. For example, I have to delete my whole music collection and start over because it's outdated and it's not up to standard.
They are tough love.
Yeah, it's very tough love. But at the same time, I know I had to do it. If I don't do it now, I'm 40. So if I don't do it now, when will I do it? So I'm glad that it's I think it's the right people at the right time, at the right place, at the right era. I mean, even though previously I mentioned that it's a countdown is to the apocalypse, but there's still time until the apocalypse, so I can treasure this time to shine. Yeah.
I mean, I heard that my mic doesn't work, by the way. But I'm just gonna. But I actually find right now, musically and creatively, there's something not exciting. It's kind of cliche, but there is always a sense of community, and I think when things are tough, especially I feel it's particular that you feel the importance of it. And there is space for experimentation, and there is support for experimentation. And I think that's what kind of gets us through the day every single day.
Yeah. I think that. I mean, the main community is just. It's a real community. I mean, in the past, I only hang out with Chinese people, and they are not that into this community idea or the concept of community. everything is busy with their own shit, and then then they are just busy for no reason, and then they are just always chasing the next iPhone, and it's just I mean, it's not stimulating for me, like what they are doing. They look at stocks, they look at the housing market, but there's more to life than this. And but right now, I found our community that accepts me and encourages me, and suddenly I feel like, oh, okay, so life can be like this, and I'm glad that I found a community in Eaton, in Mian, and yeah. So thank you, Chantel.
Thank you. James, is there anything else from you?
No, I think that's everything.
Is there any last words tonight?
No last words for tonight. I mean, like, last words for the dying. So,
As I said for tonight. I think
any
that was
closing statement
closing
for tonight?
statements for tonight.
Nope.
I think that was a really nice and uplifting way to wrap up. And it is tough times, but I really think it's important to have people who believe in you and good friends. And that goes back to also your thing, wraps up on the note of perseverance. And
yeah. I mean, also, I think one of the ways that I utilize perseverance is I just find nooks and crannies in Hong Kong society to look for the people that I want to be with. Like some people are just lazy and they just stick with their university school base, which is so boring and so lame. But yeah, I'm an explorer, so I just explore different parts of society, local people, expats, ABCs, and whatever. There's always a way out if you try hard enough. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for spending the evening with us.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thanks, James. Bye.
SOS.
Shout out to the Min crew.
Yes.